I'm gonna start. So in order to derive the quadratic formula, which is here, I'm going to divide both sides by A, or everybody by A. This is what I have. The next step is I'm going to move the constant to the right. Remember the completing the square? We move the constant to the right, right? So I'm going to subtract C over A both sides. So this side, this is gone. But I have x squared plus b, oh, you know, I write too large, I need space. X squared plus b over ax equal c, negative c over a. And then do you remember the completed square? What do? This is just the same thing as completing the square. Yeah, because we try to derive the formula using the completing the square process. So I'm going to take the middle coefficient, which is b over a, right? So b over a, right in blue here, times 1/2, which is b over 2a. And then I'm going to square it. Remember, it's very similar to the completing square process. Well, actually, it's exactly the same, which is equal to b squared over 4a squared, yeah? At this point, I suppose you guys know how to do these kind of little things. If it divide or multiplying, you allowed to distribute the power. If it adding or subtracting, you're not allowed to. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to add both sides. This one, right? Remember we did last time? So we put it in the left side. So plus b squared over 4a squared. Same thing here, because you do same thing to the left. You're gonna do same thing to the right. Can someone factor the left without even knowing how to factor that the whole mess right there, this whole mess? What do we use? Remember the trick that I showed you last time? Yeah. So always two pairs of parentheses, and then you put an x there, and then all you have to do is bring down the blue thing. So plus, maybe I'll use blue, plus b over 2a plus b over 2a. It's helpful when you have fraction, which is, let me move this two up a little bit, which is x plus b over 2a. Oops, a should be on the bottom, square, right? All right, what about this one? What about that one? What do I need? I got negative c. Oh, let me rewrite it here. I'm gonna use Dr. Green because you can't see. So negative, I got negative c over a. I'm just rewriting this. Plus b squared over 4a squared. What is the LCD? What is my least common denominator? In order to add those two fractions, what do I need? I need the denominator to be the same, right? So the first fraction missing, what is it missing? It had 1a, but we need 2a, right? So it's missing another a. What else is missing? 4, right? So I have to do what? Multiply both top and bottom by whatever is missing, you most top and bottom by, yeah, 4a over 4a. Right, make sure you do both so you don't change it. Okay, so now they have the same common denominator. All I have to do is add in the top. Let me put the plus over here. Right. So what do I have? I got negative 4ac plus b squared over 4a squared, yeah? But I like to write it like this. I like to write it b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. I'm gonna bring it down here. Bring it down here. So I got b squared minus 4ac over 4a squared. So far, so good. What do you think I should do next? What do you think I'm going to do next? Complete the square. What complete square? What the next thing we do? Remember the completed square process. After we have a perfect square, what do? Square root, right? Square root. It's just this square root. So square root both sides. Don't forget plus and minus. Oops, run out. Room. I'll do over here. Okay, so on the left-hand side, it's just x plus b over 2a, right? Square and square root cancel. On the right-hand side, the top is going to be plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. We almost there. And the bottom, can someone simplify the denominator for me? Square root of 4a squared. What about the so the top I cannot simplify, right? The top stay the same. B squared minus 4ac is square root of b squared minus 4ac is square root of b squared minus 4ac. Nothing changed. What about the denominator? 2a. Thank you, Kobe. 2a. And all I have to do is subtract b over 2a both sides minus b over 2a minus b over 2a. This on the left hand side, this is gone. So right there. You know, let me do one more time because it's not quite. I'm gonna go down here like that. Okay. So x equal minus b over 2a plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And then you can bring the common denominator, right? So we have that formula. So I don't know how in high school your teacher derived it for you, but we do in college. So we are now allowed to use it whatever you want. If you don't like factoring, like, okay, I have trouble factoring, use this, you get the solution, right? It's always worked. But factor is faster, of course, faster, but if you can factor. Now, this part right here, where b squared minus 4ac, that is determinant, which is we're going to talk later. I don't want you to worry about right now. Why do we need to talk about determinant? Because it's determined how many, what kind of solution the equation has. Why do I need the space for? I forgot what we need the space for. I forget where it is. I don't see in my notes, so I don't think we miss anything. If I remember, I'll go back. All right. Oh, typo. Minus, plus and minus. Sorry about that. Plus and minus. I'll fix my note. Okay. So that's the quadratic formula. Please memorize it on the exam. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to have formula. The formulas are not given to you, so remember it. And those are easy point. Use quadratic formula to solve this. So I'm going to rewrite the formula many times so that we remember. So x equal minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. What is a here? A is 4, B is -9, and C is 5. I recommend you write these down. And now we plug it in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the letter with parentheses. So minus parentheses plus or minus square root of parentheses square minus 4 times parentheses over 2 times parentheses. And then you plug in the letter, right? So B is -9. A is 4, C is 5, so that you don't make mistake. -9 is +9. This part right here, I'd rather do it on the scrap paper like that. Okay, so this part right here equal. Make it a little bigger, like that. Okay, all right. So I have square root of -9 squared is +81, right? 4 times 4 times 5, 20 times 4 is 80, right? 80 minus 80. So square root of 1. What's square root of 1? 1. Thank you. 1. So 9 plus or minus 1. Minus 1 right there over 2. Oh, my bad. I should have replaced 8 with 4. No, put the 8 there. Over 8. Now you have to split it into 2 cases. So it's going to be x equal 9 plus 1 over a, or x equal 9 minus 1 over a. This one is 10 over a. Simplify that, will be 5, 4. This one is 8 over 8, will be 1. And those two are your solution. You should have 2 solutions because it's quadratic. You can factor this one, right? Can someone factor it for me? Let's see. Let's try it. Let's try it in purple. Factor. All right. So let's do guess and check. I don't feel like doing AC method. So I'm gonna try now. The first thing first, people are gonna try. Don't write this down. It could be wrong. 2n. I think it's wrong. 2n and 2n, right? So 2n times 2n is 4n squared. And then the 5, well, the only possibility is 5 and 1, right? And then you check the inner and the outer. You're gonna check D2 guy, D2, and then D2. Oh, D2s. So plus or minus, should I do plus minus? Positive 5, so I need either both minus or both positive. I'm gonna do positive just because. Yeah, let's do positive. You can do negative. Actually, you have to be negative because they have a -1 right there. All right, let's check. -5 times 2n is -10n. And then -2n, we make it bigger. 2n times -1 is -2n. D2 don't add up to -9n, right? So you know that you got it wrong. And you change this. Oh, I'll keep the 5 and 1, because nothing I can change about the 5 and 1, but I can change the 2n and 2n into 4n and 1n. And just n. And then minus and minus. Let's check. -5n, -4n, yeah, that's -9n, right? So the middle term also check. And then you set each of them equal what, 0, right? Add 5 divided by 4, add 1, you're done. But again, quadratic formula always work. Always work. Why don't you guys try number 2? Try number 2.
So you don't have to like factor
No.
addition.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, I just for me, I like factor because quicker. A lot of students love quadratic formula because they know that they guarantee get it right,
Yeah.
unless they messed up on the calculating things. Number two. Oh no, no battery. Let's pause. So first thing first, I'm going to fill out I'm going to write out my ABC. And on the exam, if you maybe write out ABC and you don't know how to do next, I'll still give you a point. A is 3, B is 8, and C is -3. And even just write out a formula too. So x equal negative just be plus minus something square minus 4 times something over 2 times something. Okay, so B, right, minus B, so 8, B squared, 8 again, -4AC, so 3 times -3, and then 2A, so 3 down there. Thank you, Corey. Simplify. Move this away. And then I can move this up. So this right here equal 8 squared is 64. You can use calculator. You don't have to do what I do. 64 minus what? Plus, right? Minus is plus. 36. Thank you. 36, which is 100, which is 10. Okay, so x equal -8 plus or minus 10 over 6. X equal -8 plus 10 over 6, and x equal -8 minus 10 over 6. Simplify. -8 plus 10 is 2 over 6, which is 1/3. And then this one is -18 over 6, which is -3.
So for like the square root that 8 squared minus square root.
Mhm.
We don't have to like write it out.
No, you don't have to. Plug in your calculator, give me the 10. You don't have to do by hand. It's just a habit. I always, when I grew up, I don't use a lot of calculator, so I have to do by hand, everything by hand. Okay, the second one, I want you to do at home. Please do at home. Do at home. Okay. What's this? Why I have so many of them? Simple. Oh, I want you. We do the last one. You know what? Let's do let's do number 3 as well. Let's do number 3 as well. Okay. The first two, you have nice equation. That means you can factor, right? What if you have irrational solution? I mean, you have to use quadratic formula. There's no other way. So it's gonna be so x equal minus parenthesis plus minus parenthesis square minus 4 parenthesis over 2 parenthesis. Sorry, B first. B is 2. Just fill in whatever C. A is 5. And C is -4. And I recommend you plug in your calculator for this one. Just the part, don't put the square root. Okay, let me do this. 2 squared minus 4 times 5 times -4. Okay. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 4 times 5 times, what is it? -4, thank you. 84. And then you take a square root. 84. Oh, I don't think you can. No, you can. So square root 84. I mean, you can, but we'll give you fraction, which I don't want. So square root of 84, which is you break it into what? This one you have to do on scrap paper. 84 divided by 2 first. See what happened. Keep divided by 2, so that you have 84 divided by 4, 21. So 4 and 21, right? So 4 times 21, which is 2 root 21. So we have x equal minus 2 plus or minus 2 root 21 over 10. Don't stop. What can I factor? Don't do this. This is what, so please listen. People would do this. And I keep telling you guys, do not do this. They would cancel the 2 and the 10 here, and they have 1 minus 1 and then 5 in the bottom, which is wrong. Remember what I say, they are married. If they plus or minus, you cannot do that, right? Only if it multiplication. So what I have to do is I have to what? I have to factor out the 2, right? What's left? Minus 1 plus or minus 1 times square root of 21, which I'm not gonna write, over 10. Now you can cancel. Why? Because 2 times, right? This times right here, parentheses. So now you can cancel. So the 2 and the 10, I have 1 on the top and then 5 on the bottom. So my final answer will be minus 1 plus or minus root 21 over 5. You can break it into 2 cases if you want, but it doesn't matter because nothing, you cannot simplify any further. On the exam, I'll make sure when you use quadratic formula, if I ask you to use quadratic formula, you won't be able to factor either number 3 or like number 4. So let's do number 4. Negative 4. Negative 4. 8, 1, 8. Okay, well, negative 4, that's positive 4. This one right here. If you plug in your calculator without the square root, don't square root, just do the one under the square root. 64 minus 4 times 8 is 32. 64 minus, no, something wrong. Oh no, for negative 4 squared is 16, I'm sorry. So 16, yeah, I'll write it down, 16 minus 32, that is minus 16, right? How can I simplify minus 16? So square root of minus 16? 4i, right? 4i, very good, 4i. So now you have x equal positive 4 plus or minus 4i over 16. And you can simplify more, right? Again, do not do, I keep saying this, but I'm probably pretty sure people are gonna do this on the exam. Do not simplify that and that, okay? What do I have to do to simplify? Factor out the 4, right? So I have 1 left plus or minus 1i, which is just I, over 16. And now you can simplify. 1, so 1 on the top and 4 on the bottom. So that 1 plus minus I over 4. If you want to break it apart to make it into a plus bi, you can do 1 over 4 plus or minus 1 over 4 times I. I'll take both. If you don't want to break it apart, it's fine. I'll take that too. So far, so good. Yeah, this section is easy. All I'm worried about is you making little arithmetic mistake. Okay, so oh, discriminant, not determinant. My bad. This is gonna be discriminant. Excuse me. Thank you. Discriminant, not discriminating anyone. It's a discriminant. This is mathematics. Is due to determine how many solutions, what kind of solution you have, right? So if your discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, is positive, then you're going to have 2 distinct real solutions. I should have. I didn't. I didn't give you, I'm so sorry. I should have give you an example like in second case right here, when I have two, I'm sorry, the third case, when I have one solution but double root. Sorry, I didn't give you that example. But anyway, if it's positive, then you have two distinct real solutions. If you look back, number one and number two, it's positive, right? So you have two distinct root or two distinct solutions. Same thing here is positive. Same thing here is positive. So even though it's irrational, but still two different solutions. If it's negative, then you have what? Two complex or two imaginary solution, right? That's why we have imaginary solution here, because the discriminant is imaginary, it's complex. If it equal to 0, then it have, it's kind of wrong if I say one solution. It's supposed to be two solutions, but it's the same. Right? It's the same. So let me give you an example like this. I have x equal minus 1 plus or minus negative 4 square minus 4 times 1 times 1. No. 16. 4 times 2. 4 times 2. 4 times 2 times 2. Okay. What is this one equal? What is it equal? Oh, over 2a, over 2a. So over 2 times 2, of course. The blue one, what's the blue one equal? 16 minus 16, right? Which is square root of 0, which is 0. Right? So if it equals to 0, if the discriminant is equal to 0, then what happened? Then you just kind of ignore that part, right? You kind of ignore that part, and then now what's the solution? X equal minus 1, well, plus or minus 0, I don't care. It's nothing. It's over 4. And you say, okay, Mimi, it looks like it's one solution, but it actually is two solutions. It's the same solution. It's the same thing. If it's one, when if you have a perfect square, like x minus 1, like square equals 0, then x equal what? 1, right? X equal 1. The only solution that make this left-hand side 0 is x is 1. But if remember, because it's a quadratic, it's going to be x equal 1 twice. But a lot of time we don't write it twice. So we call it double root. Same solution. Two solutions with the same thing. Okay, I want to check how many solutions this one have. We don't have to solve. I just want to check how many solutions does it have. So what do? You check with using discriminant, right? Discriminant. All right. So b squared. So plug it in. A equal 9. B is negative 15, and C is 25. And plug it in. B squared minus 4ac, which is equal to something squared minus 4 times something. B is negative 15. A is 9. C is 25. Use your calculator. Negative, so just 15 square. It's gonna be 225 minus 4 times 9 times 15 times 25, my bad. 4 times 9 times 25. What you gonna have? So that mean what? This imply what? Your answer should be what? How many solutions do you have? Which
Two
one?
complex solutions.
Yeah, thank you. Two complex. solution. That's your final answer. On the exam, I have something like this. Do not solve. All I need is you check with the discriminant. Okay.
So the thing on the side over there that you wrote, that was for the one solution.
Yeah, that's for the, oh, my bad. So sorry. Yeah, wrong arrow. Thank you. Yeah, I always imagine complex and solution is always the last. Yeah, this is example. I didn't give it to you, so it's kind of quick one. All right, so that's 9.3. I'm sorry, I don't have a break for you today because I was late. So we're gonna continue to 9.4. I don't want you to come home and watch the video, feel bad. So continue with 9.4. Solve quadratic equation in form. What does that mean in form? That means it looks like quadratic equation, but it's not. Right? It's not quite. So for example, if I have something like this, okay, let me give you a quadratic equation. I have x squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0. So you say that's a quadratic equation, yeah? What if I give you one more example? Y squared plus 6y minus 13. Again, you say that's quadratic. I don't have space, so I'm not going to do it anymore. Can you tell me what is the power of the middle term compared to the first term? The first power, the power of the first term always what? Double the second one, right? Because this is what x to the first here, right? So the leading term always have a double power. What if I give you something like this? X to the 4 minus 4x squared plus 5 equals 0. Do you think this is quadratic equation? It's not, right? It's not. It's true. It's not, but it's kind of is because, darn it, I cannot move it out. Because I'll leave it like that. Dot. Because what? Yeah, the first power is the first one is the first power is double the second one. Right. Same thing with here. I can change it into y to the 4 plus 6y squared minus 13 equals 0. And I say these kind of look quadratic-ish, right? And we call these quadratic in form. Quadratic in form. I forgot the in here. So many typo today. Quadratic in form. So let me do this. So these are called quadratic in form. It looks it's quadratic, but it's just in disguise. It's in disguise. Why? Because I'll show you why we call this quadratic. Because we can solve this using quadratic formula or even mostly factoring by use substitution. So the step is first we're gonna do use equal the middle term. So that's the first step. I wish I put number 1. Okay, so let's do that. So first step is to use equal the middle term. So that means the first step is let u equal x squared. Solve equation in, so that mean what? That's imply what? If I square both sides, what happened? If I square both sides, then I have what? U squared equal x to the 4. Now I'm gonna write everything in terms of u instead of x, right? So that's second step. Second step, solve equation in terms of u. Let me use black here because I just use black. So now I'm gonna rewrite this. So I'm gonna rewrite this guy. Right here, it's gonna be instead of x to the 4, x to the 4 equal u squared, so it's going to be u squared minus, well, instead of 9x squared, it's going to be 9u plus 18 equals 0. Do you guys know how to solve this, right? Now it looks quadratic. I'm going to factor. I don't think we need to use the quadratic formula. Someone factor that for me. Let me try. So you guys can see me. Yeah, no.
It's U minus 3.
Yeah, so u, and then 2 number multiply is 18. Yeah, you got it backward. So 6 and 3. And then you choose the sign. Minus, right? Because you want -9, positive 18. Sure, you guys can see me. Yeah, so I can see you guys too. I can see people from home. Okay, so now if product is equal to 0, then each of the factor is equal 0. Right, so that means this imply x, I'm sorry, not x, u minus 6 equals 0, or u minus 3 equals 0. Solve for u equals 6, u equals 3. But we're not solving for u. What are we solving? We start out with x. We're going to go back to x. So substitute x back. So substitute x back. So u is what? U is x squared, right? We use x squared equals 6 over here. X squared equals 3. How do I solve for x? What do I do? I take square root. Right, square root plus minus. Can you guys see in yellow? Right. Okay, so I'm going to be x equal plus minus 6, square root of 6, or x equal plus minus square root of 3. Can you tell me, is it make sense to you? How many solutions do you have here? How many solutions do you have here?
Looks like 4.
Yeah, thank you. Who's speaking? Mike. Now know that we have 4 solutions. Does it make sense? Yes, it makes sense. Taylor say makes sense. Why is it Taylor?
Plus, I mean, positive square root 6 and then negative square root 6.
Good. And what else? What else? Give it away. Look at the beginning solution. Or anyone from Zoom, really. Because
Oh, because those are positive 6. Oh, you mean the
yeah. So because yeah, 4 power, 4 solution. Remember what I say? Depending on the power, it is determine the solution. So because is power of 4, it's the polynomial. Is a polynomial, if the highest polynomial is power 4, then it's 4 solution. If it 2, then 2 solution. If it 3 solution. That's why quadratic equation always have 2 solutions. Either complex or real or double root. Okay, why don't you try this on your own? I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. When you see something like this, you use the U thing. That's a quicker way too. I'll show you it. If you want a quicker way, I'll show you it. For me, I use alternative method a lot. Just, because once you do so many math problems, you want it to be quick. Okay, so what do you let u equal? Yeah, just the x squared. Don't let u equal negative 5x squared. I just want u to equal the letter. So which is, I'm sorry, yeah, x squared. So that imply u squared equal x to the 4. Square both sides. And now you rewrite it in terms of u. So 4u squared minus 5u plus 1 equals 0. Factor that. I'm going to say 4u and u and then 1 and 1. Minus and minus, right? You can check. 4u times u, 4u squared. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1, positive 1. And then inner, I have negative u and negative 4u, so that negative 5u. Checked. And now you can solve for each of these factors. So I have 4u minus 1 equals 0, or u minus 1 equals 0. 4u equal 1. You add 1 both sides. U equal 1/4. Here u equal 1. And then you change back to x. So x squared equal 1/4. X squared equal 1. So square root both sides. So x equal plus and minus 1/2, or x equal plus minus 1. For solution again. Now, the alternative method. Let me rewrite the problem. So 4x to the 4 minus 5x squared plus 1 equals 0. I can factor straight from here. Well, instead of what? Remember we have 4u minus 1u minus 1. Instead of u, it's going to be what? 4. We're just going to use the middle term, right? 4x squared and then x squared. Because 4x squared times x squared is 4x to the 4. Right? And then 1 here and 1 here. And minus. And now you can solve it straight away. So 4x squared minus 1 equals 0. X squared minus 1 equals 0. 4x squared equal 1. X squared equal 1/4. Again, take square root both sides. X equal plus or minus 1/2. And over here, add 1, x equal 1, x squared equal 1. Square root again. X equal plus minus 1. Whichever way you're comfortable. I'm okay with both ways. A lot of time people pick the first one, slow, but for them it makes sense. Now, the second one, if you're good enough, you're really good at it, especially if you're good at factoring, then the alternative method will be good for you. Fast. Which one you guys like? Which one you like?
The second one, but it's faster, but the first one,
Yeah. Well, just think about it. Instead of you always this right here always the middle term, right? And if you don't think too much about the power, you're okay. Okay. Now number 3. Is it quadratic in form? Can you tell me? Is it quadratic in form? Look at the power. The first one is what? Don't write this down. Well, maybe you can. 1, right? And what's the second one? What's the power of this of square root of x? No, the power. What's power of square root of x? If I change it into power, the rational expression, exponential. Yeah, exponent, yeah, exponent expression. What is it? The boot method. What is it? What's the index? Index is no, the index. Square root is we don't write it, but index is to be understood at 2, right? What's the power? 1, right? Use the boot method. What happened? 1/2, right? The power is 1/2. I can rewrite it as x plus 4 times x to the 1/2 if I wanted to, minus 21. Right, so it's double, right? The first one is definitely double. The second one, so it is quadratic in form. So now what do? We let u equal, what will you let u equal? Always the middle x, which is square root of x. If you square both sides, what happens? So square root of x squared is x, right? It has to be matched. Okay, it has to be matched. If you let u equal the middle term, when you square it, it has to match the first one. You have to go back to the first one. So now you write it in terms of u. So it's gonna be u squared plus 4u minus 21. And now you can factor. The u. Somebody give me 2 numbers, multiply negative 21, add up to 4. Maybe from Zoom. Maybe I don't want one person keep doing the job. Somebody from Zoom, give me a pair.
7, -3.
I think you broke up. Say it again, Devin. Was it Devin?
+7 and -3.
All right. Thank you. Is it Devin? All right. Thank you. Good. And now we solve each of them separately. U plus 7 equals 0. U minus 3 equals 0. U equal -7. U equal +3. Put x back. What is u? U is square root of x, right? So if you forget, go back. It's not always x squared. It depends what you let u equal in the beginning. So u is square root of x equal -7. Square root of x equal 3. How do I solve for x? I want to get rid of that square root. What cancels square root? Square, right? So if you square the left, you kind of square the right. So x equal -7 squared is +49, and x equal 9. Let me show you how to do the alternative here real quick. The last one you do at home. Alternative. Again, you always use the middle term, right? So it'll be what? Square root of x, right? Because square root of x times square root of x is square root of x squared, which is x. And then you take care of the -21, like Devin said, -7, +3. then you're done. Then you continue. See, if you're good at factoring, I think you're okay using alternative. You practice enough. If not, use up. Please do this at home. Yes, do this at home. All right. Is there any question? Same way. Yeah. It double, right? The 1/3 and then 2/3. The first one is double the second one. On the exam, I'll remind you. I'll let you know. Like for example, saw this quadratic in form, then you know that you're gonna use up.
When's the next quiz or exam that's gonna use this?
Hmm?
When's the next quiz or exam that's gonna use this?
Let me look up here. Moodle. Yeah, this Monday we don't have class. It's not like I don't want to be here, but July 4. I enjoy teaching you guys. We have a good group this summer. Some individuals, not so much, which, it's hard because summer, you're supposed to go out and have fun. Like, oh, I gotta stay home and study math. So I would tell students, you sure you want to take this class? It's the whole summer. All right, syllabus. By the way, I updated syllabus. I apologize for the, I updated it. Oh, I did. I didn't make it nice and neat. I just kind of cross things out and everything shipped, right? So for example, it's supposed to be 9.4, 9.5 today, but because I missed a section, so 9.3, 9.4. Now, the good news is that we don't have to do 11.1 and 11.2. It is not required by the department, but I like to show you that because you see that in calculus. But I guess they'll show you again in pre-cal, I guess. So it's not required by department, so we can skip that, which is a good thing. I put it there, so I have something to back it up what the mistake I made. And less stuff for your final exam. So the next quiz is gonna be on Wednesday. And it will cover section 9.2, 9.3, and 9.4. You will have 3 questions on the quiz. Each question from each section. Okay, all right. So we'll meet again on Wednesday. All right, thank you. Enjoy your long weekend.
Thanks, bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. Yeah, bye, Kobe. Yes. What do you mean here?
Because I'm taking your statistics class, the 1221, and
Have a good
they're
day.
the same building.
Oh, you mean the,
It's gonna be-
yeah, I think either math department or here, around here. You won't walk far.
Is it a bigger class? Do you know yet?
Which one you register?
Program linear functions 1221.
But I have 2 sections. The morning,
Probably the morning.
okay, the morning, I think one of them is really full. The second one, they messed up because we have SI, so, and it's optional. Huh?
The 10 a.m. one with
SI,
I
okay.
think I might have took
So SI is optional, you don't have to attend, but a lot of people don't know that. And then, why do I have to stay longer?
Yeah.
So they don't take that class. So the registration is really weird.
I know from taking bio, we had something.
Good. All right, see you, Taylor. Yeah. Hey, Alex, what's up?
Yeah, so I have a question. So next week, like, well, I'll be
Mhm.
leaving Sunday, but like I'll be in Chicago all of next week. So was there like any way we could take that quiz online, or like would I
Yes,
have to be in
yes,
person?
you can do online if you want.
Okay,
take
yeah,
the
I'll be
quiz
on
off.
vacation, but I should be able to join the Zoom call and everything still.
Okay, yeah, make sure you be on time, okay?
Okay, yeah.
And then send me back your result through email.
Okay, like what do you
Yeah.
mean like send the results through email?
Oh, so after you finish your quiz, just take a picture and send it to my email.
Okay, did you want me to take a picture of like my work or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
You're
right,
not gonna
thank you.
submit on Moodle, right? It's gonna be in paper, in person, in paper,
Oh,
traditional. Yeah.
then so will I see
after
the
you-
questions on like the Moodle?
No, I'll send you. I'll email you. Everything's gonna be email. I'll email you the question or around 9 o'clock. You work on it. Take a picture of your work and send it back to me.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye, Alex.